Hello, my name is Amit Sharma. Today I'm talking about NestJs backend framework, which is going to be very popular. So, what is NestJs? NestJs is a framework for building efficient, scalable Node.js server-side application. It uses progressive JavaScript. Is you built by the fully support TypeScript. TypeScript is a language which will check the types and which, if something is wrong in your code in terms of types, then it will notify at the compile time to you. So NestJS internally use a robust HTTP server framework like Express by default. Express is basically very lightweighted application server which will be used to create REST APIs, which is very lightweight framework and very popular framework. So NestJS provides a level of abstractions about these common Node.js framework. If you're aware about the Express framework, then you have to create the REST APIs, and for that you have to create a request response and what kind of information you are sending to the client, like strings or JSON. Then you have to set those content type in the header and other things. If you're handling the exception handling in Express.js framework, then you have to create your own exception handler or using the middlewares. So these are the things you will create your own. So the the NestJS provide a level of exceptions of these common Node.js framework, provide a very clear way to a very clear way to handle all these things. So NestJS provides an out-of-the-box application architecture which allows developers and teams to create highly testable, scalable, loosely coupled, and easily maintainable application. The architecture is heavily inspired by the Angular team. So NestJS also provides the API documentation through the Swagger. Mm, uh, NestJS teams takes many features from the Angular framework like controller providers, modules, pipes, cards, interceptors, exception filters, decorators, dependent injections. So all these features are built in the NestJS framework, backend framework. So the NestJS is completely a backend framework for backend developers. So it is not kind of UI framework like Angular, React, or Vue.js. So NestJS also supports the to build application microservice architecture styles. If you want to create a small service and deploy in different ports and communicate to each other, that uh, mm, so asynchronous communication between the services, that that completely supports NestJS to creating microservice architecture style applications. So NestJS also supports many other integrations with applications like RabbitMQ, Redis caches, other open source messaging framework, MQTT, NATS, Kafka, gRPC, WebSocket, and GraphQL. So, uh, so how will you create the project for creating a project? It is very simple with the Nest CLI command line interface tool. You just have to install it, this Nest command line interface package through npm. So for that, because it's a Node.js framework, so you have to install the Node.js. So you can create a new projects with the following commands in OS terminal. So if you see this command, you have to type this command npm I for install, G for global @nestjs/cli. This command will install the NestJS CLI, which will help us to create the project structures for us for NestJS project structures and building blocks, all this thing. So NestJS and other commands, when you want to create a NestJS project, then you have to type nest new project name, whatever the project name you want to give over here. And after that, you go to you create create a new and you go to the project directory, whatever the project name, and then you have to run the server with this command npm run start. It will run a server, and which will show you the information on your browser. So this is time for demo. So now um, we move to the command line window. So first of all, we will create a one folder. Go to that folder. You have to npm -i -g @NestJs/CLI and type command. This time we will install the CLI command line interface tool for you. So just press enter. In my case, I've already installed this command, this package. So if you want to check this version, so npm @NestJs/CLI -version. If you see that I'm using 6.9.0 version, so I'm just clear my screen. Now I have to create NestJs project. For this, I type nest new, the project name, whatever the project name you want to give. In my case, I'm giving music-store and press enter. It will basically create the building blocks and all the project structures for us. So you will see over here that it will create the source folder for us, and inside that folder having a controller.specs file and controller.ts, module.ts, services.ts, and main.ts, and just to end-to-end JSON and TSLint and all the package.jsons, which will manage the dependencies of the NestJs project. So here you will see on the screen that which package manager would you like to use to create this project. So there is a two package manager, npm and yarn. If you are using yarn, then you have to select yarn and press enter. In my case, I'm using npm package manager, so I will select npm manager and install it. So it will take some time, so I'm going to pause this screen, and then I'll come back when the project will create. So you will see that the project has been created successfully. So now I have to go into that project folder, cd music store, and then we have to run the server. So for this we have to create we have to type this command npm run start colon dev. It will basically start. So before that I have to go into the editor window, which will basically open the Visual Studio Code editor for us. Whatever the ID you want to use, you can use it. In my case I'm using Visual Studio Code. So now I will run the server. So npm run start colon dev. I'm just running the server in a dev environment. So just press enter. So we are starting the development server, which which will automatically watch all the changes in my file, and it will not it will reload it sorry it will reload it the server again without restart and the server again manually. So now simply uh, so if you go to the main.ts file, and you will see over there this development server is running 300 port. So what we will do, localhost 300. So you will see that the hello world is showing, which is coming from, if you go to the controller, inside the controller having a app service, and inside the app service you will see that hello world. This is coming from this service, hello world. If I am changing hello world good morning and save it, and again I'll go back to this and refresh it. So you will see over here something is wrong in my network connection, I think. So hello world good morning is coming. So So this is coming from here. So whenever you change something, you do not need to restart the server. It automatically watching your file changes, and it will reload it the servers again. um, uh, so so thank you very much for watching this videos. Please like, comment and subscribe.